Hello and welcome to Critical Tumble, where a bunch of longtime friends and internet nerds transcend geography through the power of Discord to play Dungeons and Dragons and critically fumble a lot. Uh, the Cupcake Coterie is currently in the Elven Wild near what they call the Font, which is at this point the heart of the Elven Wild, as in capital H. This is where its its power, its magic, its life as a country-ish kind of thing. It is. They were getting some bits of information, just making sure that after the encounter with the Mecha Tiamat, that things were okay and the font was relatively well protected. Um, I'm not going to mention exactly how they are protected because I'm going to let these guys tell Darvin and let the reaction be what it is. But it's pretty well guarded as long as it's not trying to guard against Mecha Tiamat. Put it that way, because that thing was intense. Alice is currently running around with a heavily radiant energy charged bling because the unstable radiant energy bomb that they were looking for was inside the Mecha Tiamat. So it's good that she was in there, but and even better that you have somebody who can teleport to get everybody else out of the immediate radius. Because while most of the energy went into the pendant, not all of it did. It's only the fact of Monk, a whole lot of hit points from starting point as Barbarian, and resistant to radiant damage, that she survived it all. And it did leave quite the crater. So that was interesting. But yeah, after an interesting encounter with the walrus, who just seems to be walrus, and Biss the fairy, and their current housemates, cave mates, whatever, um, the decision was taken that they're going to have to go and get some further information before they decide exactly where they're going to start attacking next. Because right now they're on how do you kill a god, and this now very heavily charged pendant that Alice is wearing, what do we do with it? Or more to the point, what do we do with the energy within it? So there's talk of Egref. They might have better luck in with research in Anbir now that they've got Cherie standing behind them with her arms folded and her foot tapping. There's the potential for the Silver Vault, but the problem is you guys don't have enough of it unlocked, and you don't have the time necessarily to do all the quests you would have to do to unlock specific bits. Mostly because you don't know exactly what bits you'd have to unlock in the first place. Though you could theoretically find that out in Anbir. So that's a potential way of handling it. But for the time being, it's yeah. By the time the majority of the Cupcake Coterie return, their lunch, so to speak, it's one of those 10 minutes later and you're hungry again because technically, particularly to you guys, that wasn't food, and you did still save one for Darvin. Hazel, I believe, did anyway. So yeah,
Mm-hmm.
these guys wander back in looking a little bit flummoxed, except for Clarity, who's pretty much squeaking glee at this point. And Alice just tosses. Effectively, it's a McDonald's cheeseburger wrapped in the paper at you. The food of Biss's people. You're gonna want lunch after it, but we figured you should at least experience it.
So I saved it and gave it to Alice to throw at
Yeah,
him.
I'm gonna leave it at that. Yes, and yeah, it's a McDonald's cheeseburger. It doesn't really taste of anything except mainly microplastics.
And salt.
Eh, It's apparently the food of Biss's people. She's very much not from around here, and she used to be human-shaped. Apparently, this whole spot near the font is where magical weirdness from elsewhere washes up.
Makes about as much sense as anything else.
Uh, less. Way less.
Apparently,
So much less sense.
apparently the walrus becomes a moose come spring.
There's that.
The entire place changes with the seasons.
Yeah, there's the whole season thing, and then there's also some of the really confusing stuff that Biss was talking about.
Soap operas.
Hey, what is that? I still don't get what that means.
Uh, Apparently plays that are beamed into a little box in your home by not magic.
Huh.
I know, it makes my head hurt too.
But apparently they're really dramatic and weird. Those particular kinds of stories. Which kind of
I
fits us,
hope
so
so.
yeah.
Yeah, that sounds like the play, the one that we're never going to see. For several reasons.
To be fair, their soap operas sound more confusing and surreal than the play.
So it doesn't involve singing in a bathtub.
No, but the orca was singing in their like paddling pool.
Yeah, there was an orca in there too for some reason.
Apparently, come spring, it turns into multitudes of angelfish.
Is it better given the size of the pool to the size of the... Ah!
Maybe it's deeper underneath. Maybe that's just like the breathing spot, and the rest is more. I don't know.
Which is functionally not necessary when it's made out of a bunch of fish. What?
But it's necessary when it's an air breathing thing.
Got it. Yep. I understand a bit better now. It just still hurts my brain.
And the entry guardian, so to speak, was silent image, little fluffy white baby seal. When Hazel said this is not what we were expecting, gave us the big eyes and was like, "I'm sorry if I disappointed," in the voice. Because apparently, it's most people are disappointed to not get what they don't expect, or something. You're not. We're not hearing you.
The whole everything changing with the seasons. That not the strangest thing I've heard, given some of the stories I know from the years. But what it changes into certainly boggles the brain.
And then then there were the font guardians of the font. When you were a kid, I'm assuming you and Ava like made snowmen. These were like you had snowmen, but you made them monsters.
Like golems, kind of, but or the constructs you see in Egref, but weirder. Because they're put together by what feels like fey magic, which I gestures to clarity. Only this one really gets. Like full on Will Smith.
I mean, the whole point of fey magic is you're not really supposed to get it. But yeah, I guess I'm not even really sure. But
I think the working premise behind Fey magic, as far as I've ever been able to understand it, is, why not?
yeah,
It's both completely natural magic, like the weird stuff, like how druids work, and also not because it's Arcana and ley lines, and it does things that Druid magic doesn't. And then there's all of the stuff where it borders on the divide, and that makes it scary.
Yeah.
But keep in mind, anything with more power than you've got is going to be scary. I mean, keep in mind that most of the average, like, people on the streets would think we're terrifying.
Well, you guys.
No, in fact, you would probably terrify them more because, yeah, all that power, and look who's
Yeah, me.
wielding it.
Yeah, good point.
And
That's a fair point.
Shuri is like,
Yep. I know who I am.
you know, those, and Shuri is, those of you who are uh, supported in a recognizable way by the divine or the fae or something that might have check reins on what you all are doing, at the very least they know that you are under the limitations imposed by your patron god whatever. Bahamut doesn't ask very much of you, and most people don't know about that anyway. They just know you're a bard and you're like that. Put those two things together, and it's sort of like handing dynamite to a 3-year-old. To some people, anyway.
I'm imagining Skylar running around with a hand grenade.
Oh, God. Don't give her ideas.
No, she's far more interested in learning to smite people's kneecaps.
True.
As I understand it, those of you who are capable of smiting have been asked to smite Tiamat for her.
Mm-hmm.
So, in any case, leave us simply say that for the moment at least the font is well guarded. Albeit by snow constructs whose immediate line of defense is telling what is approaching to, and I quote, fuck off.
Yep. And now we have to figure out what to do with a whole lot of stuff, like the radiant
okay, yes, stuff.
energy that all got. Yeah, basically
Saying
we're picking
stuff
through
made
the
me think there were
aftermath of
things
that.
other than that to deal with, and I was a little confused. But
Oh no, there's still other stuff. There's more than one of us is going to need. Well, first of all, we need to figure out how to make Remy's weapon powerful enough to slay a god, and then we have to make
Or at
sure
least
that
hurt one.
more than one of us has a weapon powerful enough to slay a god. Because as I told Myri, I love her and she's gorgeous, but we are not her backup band.
correct.
I'm okay with that.
I know, but at the same time, I'm putting it in an amusing way rather than calling out the fact that you do have a tendency to think that only you should be in danger of being crushed like a pancake under the weight of the task that we have all taken on ourselves. Because I was gonna avoid that conversation, or at the very least save it for the eve of battle.
Yes, fair enough.
We're staying lighthearted for as long as we possibly can, because I don't want to be carrying that weight longer than we have to. Otherwise, we're just going to get depressed, scared, overly anxious, or all of the above, and then we get nothing done.
Yep.
Shuri leans over at Barnabas. This is why she's been your common sense, isn't it?
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Among other reasons, yes.
We
Largely
also
that.
still have to, in part of that, like figure out some stuff about the Shattered Lands, because one of the things we've sort of figured out, or at least guessed, is that since we've been kind of cutting off Tiamat's avenues for getting out of Avernus, the most likely place she's going to try and go for to climb back out is going to be where she supposedly got slapped through into it in the first place. And, well,
Makes sense.
and then there's just this moment of just, I lock up and I'm just kind of staring kind of almost straight ahead into the middle distance where like certain gears are finally connecting and spinning up. We need to ask the Mobius twins. They've been there.
I had to ask.
The brief amount of time I spent with Alana before I went was apparently there's notebooks upon notebooks. They've been there more than once. They've toured multiple islands.
I just
Sheree
realized
is
because of
looking
the
at Barnabas.
mice.
Sheree is looking at Barnabas, going, "We've never really explained the Shattered Lands to you, have we?"
Not really, no.
All right. Allow me. At one
Of
point,
course.
the Shattered Lands was a continent just like just about any other of the continents, and there's technically four, which is news to some of you because you guys knew about Alasa, the Southern Lands, the Shattered Lands. Wait, what? When Bahamut slammed Tiamat through and out of the prime material plane and into Avernus, the spot that action would lead to Avernus was at that point in the cycles of, well, planetary and other kinds of rotation. Do not ask. It is a thesis paper all of its own. Was the Shattered Lands, which is not what they called it before this point. The Shattered Land shattered when a god was slapped through it. So, because of the sheer amount of arcane, deific, and nature-based magic, all more or less set loose when the continent cracked open, it's now a series of islands, some floating on water, some floating in air, scattered a bit from each other, and they all are very, very different. Not only from the continent they used to be, but from each other. One of them, as I understand it, is the home, or summer residence perhaps, of three separate archfey. One of those is Clarity's patron. The other one is your nemesis, the Lord of Misrule. The third is a entity by the name of Chance. Uh,
Hmm.
their third is a casino, if that tells you anything. And those who do not pay their debts wind up serving as decorative statuary in their hedge maze.
Hmm.
There's another one where everything is made of crystal, hence those crystal mice you saw running around the Mobius twins' abode. One has dinosaurs.
So each island is kind of like its own pocket dimension in a way?
Sort of, yes, and they're perilously difficult to get to. There's a certain amount of magical storm between each still. Apparently, if approaching is actually just as bad because if you don't stay out of the hail on entry when it's hailing on entry, you do temporarily turn into what I understand is rock candy. I am simply reporting the facts. I do not know the
No,
mechanism by which this is happening. We were still not
it's the
hearing you.
Shattered Lands. At this point, it's divine kaboom. You don't question it.
There's a reason that we were very, very, very keen for that not to happen again via that radiant energy bomb.
Reality
I
cracking open is bad.
Yes, imagine it happening in and around Egref.
Yeah.
Oh god.
Yeah, Alice just hand over Hazel's mouth when she starts.
Thanks for that.
Breathe. Let's go.
I'm okay. I stopped it before it continued. I just
But we stopped it. It's okay.
It's still, yeah. So, any any particular thought yet about what to do about Chester's at the?
I mean, we're gonna be talking to Hescan or anybody else in the in we'll start with Egref because Egref's used to weird, I guess. And if we don't get anything or if we don't get enough, uh, we head out to Anbir, partially because we might not get as much in depth as we would from the Silver Vault, but it's a decent starting point. Also, Hazel and Barnabas have been promised cheese tastings.
I need to go by Belladonna anyway.
Oh, that's Egref, not Anbir.
Oh, right.
But first, I'm gonna try to make sure that food that isn't fake gets into us at some point. I understand the food of Biss's people, but Biss's people are fucked up.
I mean, it still tasted better than what we got at the Blind Harpy, but
That's because it didn't really taste of anything. It had texture. It's just that texture is not generally what I would associate with food.
It's kind of bouncy.
It's kind of like eating a sponge.
I mean, if that's the food of the people that they live in, what, anti-ambia? No. Hmm.
like what would happen if Egref and Ambir fused, except in the worst ways.
No, I don't think Ambir has anything to do with her people, or the food wouldn't be like that in any way, shape, or form. As far as I could get from her venting, it's like Egref without the magic.
And somehow more unhinged.
More and less unhinged at the same time.
Yep, at that point, I'm just assuming it's divine providence, and I'm not going to question it. Not going to question it, because if I start questioning it, everything starts to hurt, and I taste green.
I'll say steps forward, puts hands on Hazel's shoulder. Just thank Paylor you weren't born there.
I'm going to be doing that too. It just, oh god, thinking about it at all. Ugh. Is it normal to taste burning?
I'm going to teach you how to make dumpling soup. Come on.
Thank you.
Just. So, is there anything anyone wants to do before lunch and, like, Egref?
So, speaking of not having just one person that can do things, um, I can already utilize the circles, and after relying on Nyx, which was amazing, came in, came through so much.
Uh,
Um,
why are you saying Nyx when you're talking in character?
Sorry, Riley. Thank you. Thank you, General. Thank you. My bad. Look, I'm still recovering. Okay.
I
Anyway,
just trying to make sure because I was like,
yeah,
because it could have been in or out of character at that point was the whole thing. So I
fair.
wanted to make
I meant
sure.
Rylan. Sorry. Anyway, um, I'm pretty well certain I could also, in a pinch, teleport. Only the once, but
Rylan
at a
is for now. You, you get better.
yeah.
You learn to, I don't know, pace your magic so you can do it more.
Hmm, something like that. But yeah, that in a pinch, he's not the only one. So just wanted to mention that.
Okay, first of all, while Nyx isn't here, Rylan is still in the party, and second of all, you said he.
Bugger. So in my defense, I am still recovering, and I
Recovering, and that's why I
apologize.
am very gently flagging these things up instead of giving you that look. I know you are. I am gently urging caution, not looking at you like you're a
Right,
misgendering asshole. I know because I
right.
have problems with that too on occasion. But if you
Mm,
start doing it, then I'm gonna fall into the bad habit again, and I don't want to do that.
yeah, right. No, I agree. I don't want to either. So thank you for the call out. Appreciate it.
Yeah, I think we're all picking up a few new bits and pieces. Nothing like flirting with death to uh
To inspire.
yeah, pretty much. I mean, you now know about the whole burning hands thing. That was the pun bit that Rylan did by accident. There's also the fact that I can beat Legolas in a wing race, potentially in a foot race too. I believe I've heard it phrased generally by Ava, who's clearly had a monk pass through or was very impressed by Froseth back in the day. Dope monk shit. I'm sure your parents would wash your mouth out with soap for that,
Probably.
but you're an adult. You
Well, they
can
washed
say
mine out that one time.
you're adults now. You can. They're just words anyway. So I never got that. It's like teach your kids when it's appropriate to use those words, but don't forbid the words because then they're just going to want to say them anyway. Jarvan clearly knows whereof he speaks. Anyway, plunk dumpling soup. Yes, this actually tastes of things. She has been quite careful to ensure that spice levels are according to individual tastes, which means that Hazel is turning colors but loving the hell out of it. And lunch done, and heading out in the direction of maybe not being in a pocket dimension when attempting to teleport. And Rylan going, why don't you see if you can do that? We don't know how long we're staying, so we should probably get a room at the Riddler Stump in case we have to stay overnight, because we're coming in late, and I think we've been lucky about appointments so far. Shrey is looking at Ryland and going, "You pick things up fast." Yeah.
In which case, Darwin's going to give it a fair bit of thought and get the. We're not not dropping in the Riddler stump and not dropping on the doorstep because that's going to have potential for traffic. But like I don't know, halfway down the block from it.
To be fair, halfway down the block is more likely to have traffic than on the doorstep. The odds of somebody walking down the street are
That's true.
higher than
And
somebody literally being standing on the doorstep, ringing the doorbell when you do the thing.
so suggestions on where to drop us because I don't want to drop us on somebody.
Well, depending on whether we feel like taking a trolley ride, there is a specific quadrant of the Conundrum Pavilion for teleporters. People tend to know to clear the way quite quickly.
Okay.
Excuse me a moment, I forgot my dice.
Now I'm glad I asked out loud.
Dice.
I'm glad I asked out loud. I'm getting better about that. Sorry about the mic picking up the
fine.
sounds. By the way, I'm having a mainline cough drops.
No, it's fine.
Understandable. I just wanted to let you know because it was coming. It was like really coming through on a few moments there.
Sorry about that, but thank you. Appreciate it.
We are understanding. People make noise. It happens. And then Shreya's like, except the problem is you can't actually use that unless you've seen it.
Well, I mean, we've been there. I mean, to the
You've
pavilion
been
at
to the
least.
Conundrum Pavilion, but you haven't been to that quadrant. You don't know which quadrant that is. You have no coordinates for that quadrant.
Gotcha.
It needs to be, as I understand it, Ryland, correct me if I'm wrong, needs to be someplace you've seen or could at least describe. Pretty much, yeah. And then Ryland is like, I know you wanted to test the teleporting, but if we just want to get there and we don't want to worry about all this, maybe we could just use the circle this time?
Yeah, I was going to suggest that. I'm thinking that might be the best course of action. Thank you.
So, yeah, teleportation circle, Egref. And the first thing that Sheree does is grabs both Dervin and Rylan. I will show you the quadrant now, yoink. She's stronger than she looks when she's determined.
Bye.
Well, it's
I'm probably
Cherie,
going to
so I
get
know
dragged
better
off
than
to that
than to
eventually.
try to be like, no. I'm like, okay.
She's small, but she is mighty.
And Barnabas has the biggest stupid grin on his face following along.
Which is the other reason Darwin's like, okay. Because it's weird just to see that look on that goober's face.
And yeah, it's actually about the only quadrant that is A, bare, and B, properly delineated by, like, it's weird. It's a picket fence. They actually put a picket fence around the quadrant with the little latch gate.
I have a question. Is it marked with yellow paint?
No, but there is a sign that reads teleportation spot. Play at your own risk.
Certainly memorable.
But yeah, this is probably the least advanced thing you've seen in Egref, and it's the white picket fence.
Hence why it's memorable.
Well, they do know what they're doing, they just do it weird as hell. Right. I'm thinking about the best way to handle this. it would be good for. This is one of the few places that we could feasibly split up. While I would generally send Ava with a team to see to Belladonna and her weapon, I don't think that would be wise, as I think that it would be best for those who are in some way connected to Paylor to all be heading in the general direction of the shrine to see whether Heskan is available and just sort of, I don't know, explore the temples of Equitas. Seems a wise
Okay.
thing to do. The rest of us can go and attempt to secure a room. Potentially ask if there's anything else we might want to explore while we're here.
Would it be a weird? Well, would it be a bad idea to swing? Well, would it be on the way, or is it completely different direction? Because I was thinking maybe we swing by Belladonna's first, then go to the
Belladonna
temple.
lives in the residential district. You
So
know
not
this.
swing.
It's out of the way of just about everything.
Never mind.
Could someone else take your weapon to Belladonna while you go with the godly people?
You see, the main reason
Yeah, that
I
could
was
work, I
saying
guess.
that perhaps we avoid Belladonna's until tomorrow is because her day might be spoken for by this point.
Okay.
It might be wisest to approach either after her workday is done to make an appointment, or drop by in the morning to see if we can be fit into her plans. But dropping in on someone in the middle of the day, mostly retired or not, it
Yeah.
might get on her nerves, and we'd rather not do that. With the terribly poisonous woman with the many ranged weapons.
Yeah,
Point.
we know her, but we don't know her so well that we can just show up unannounced. And she's terrifying.
Hazel,
Should we maybe reach
you
out with a
find
sending?
so many people terrifying.
With good reason! Every other person I meet is the scary kind of person.
Yes, but you seem attracted to, on multitudes of levels, the terrifying.
We're
It's-
adventurers, darling.
Should
Yeah, I
we?
mean, like was said, some of this we can do some things that are equally as terrifying, yourself included.
Your mother's. Your
Should we
tutor.
maybe?
Your blacksmith! You grew up with
Yeah.
terrifying people. Granted, you didn't know that all of them were as terrifying as they actually are, but still.
Should we maybe reach out to Belladonna with a sending? Or would that be intruding as well?
You just go in the morning.
My
I could
sending stone does not have her details. I'll say is I haven't met her.
I could
then we'll
just
just
stop in and make an appointment for tomorrow. That
In the
might
middle
be.
of the
We'll just go tomorrow. It's fine.
I mean, this is what I'm saying. You just don't want to do it in the middle of the day. She might not even be home.
Okay,
She'd more likely be at home at the start or at the end of the day.
True.
I'm perfectly happy to stop in to see if we can make an appointment, but I would not want to do it immediately after lunch. Actually, no, it's later now because we were over on the eastern coast, so... Give it a few hours.
Okay.
I understand you
And
want
then
to...
do the swing by.
Yes, I understand you want to get the things done, but I also understand that maybe Baronsphere has a different outlook on it, but these are larger cities, and dropping in unannounced is less common when you don't know the person incredibly well. Particularly not when you're going to ask them to be giving up some of their time, albeit with recompense, to do something for you.
Well, my thinking was more, since we don't know how long she might need.
We still need to do this in a way that is as thoughtful of her as possible.
Oh, yeah.
So that she will want to help us.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, if you want to drop by now, I won't stop you. I just think it's a terribly bad idea. But maybe that's my ambia talking. I'm not sure.
No, you do me.
No, I think you're right.
And Lord knows we've had enough bad ideas lately. Let's not.
I am still trying to organize things to save us a bit of time. I understand that it is of the essence here, and shrines don't mind when you turn up because, well, they're here to help people. I suppose the travel gives us time to think what else we might want to look out for, strive for. And there's a few different things that we could try to get done while we're here. Potentially, we just need to think of them. But for the time being, Team Paylor, off you go.
Going to hug Clarity. See you later, okay?
Have fun with your godlings.
God Squad, deploy! Grab Ava and just go.
I'll say as this isn't, as you hear as walking with you guys, this isn't the entire God Squad. Stop forgetting Darvin.
God Squad -1 deploy!
Off in the distance, you just hear smack.
We are the Solar Squad.
Works for me!
We'll handle the Riddler stump first. It's going to be relatively short. You guys arrive at the Riddler stump, and the house is actually decorated in... To be fair, just about all of the houses on this block, you'll notice as you're riding the trolley, are decorated in little sparkly lights. It's some of the most... think about some of the most garish Christmas displays, except make them not Christmas themed. It's just colored lights everywhere.
Oh, God.
Tarvin's eyes are twinkling every bit as much. Just, ooh.
Yeah, and once you're in the more predominantly residential districts, the houses seem to be singing. Or at least, it's kind of like somebody's playing on very small bells. So it's a very tinkly kind of a sound. But it's jaunty little bell tunes. Again, it's like Christmassy music without the Christmas. And yeah, you get off, and the Riddler stump is doing its own little ringing songs, and it's lit by its somewhat more tasteful light display. And there's balloons hung on each and every one of the windowsills. There's clearly something going on at this point. I'm assuming you go up and ring the doorbell? No, because there is a doorbell. Because the doorbell is... it's obviously a bell. A doorbell would not cause as much notice given the sounds, so... What you get is a kind of a piano glissando. You push the button and... Door opens and Polly is dressed to the nines. The fluffy whitish hair is done impeccably, and she is wearing the most gorgeous damn dress. And there sounds like there's some kind of party in the sitting room. You did not know that it is the Feast of Sune this week.
Oh, no.
This is the beauty parts of it. But of course, there is the love as well, because love is not just for the sexing, is also the families and the friends and the things. So, I'm taking it you want at least a door.
Yes, please.
Well, you have to do two things above and beyond the normal payings.
Yes.
Number one is that you have to dress up in your fanciest. And number two is that you have to join the party in progress. I have all of my friends. And there are a few of the guests. Because we have actual guests this time. So, come in. Oh, you do not have your key bearer, but you have your bags.
No. Yes. Yes. Yes.
So hopefully we should be able to find you something to be wearing. And if not, we will wait until your friend with the... I'm actually going to hand a fate this. No, you guys got too used to the surreal estate. Your fancy duds are. Although when you go in, the crowd is. To be fair, it's largely halflings. You can tell the guests by one copper dragonborn who looks a bit. What the fuck is going on? Clearly didn't know this was a thing either. One elf who is high elf inspecting Molly's the start of Molly's beginning of year scarf. It appears to be just appreciating the stitch work. You know, just the act of the knitting, and just it's very simple, but clearly absolutely adoring it. But all the rest is a whole bunch of halflings. A couple of them you recognize from a couple of clothing stores and Coeur d'Alene's. And they grab each and every one of you, going, "Is fine? We will get you fancied. Come, yoink."
Oh dear.
Sparta is going to allow himself to be yoinked. Because these two would very much... I know these two.
Yes, he'll allow himself to be yoinked.
Cherie gets her hand out of immediate range, but follows. She's not the kind of person you yoink. But yeah, you're not entirely sure how they managed, particularly with Barnabas. But they manage fancy finery in preferred colors. And for those of you who actually, as I don't think it worked particularly well on fur, there's the makeup and the hair and the... And so yeah, you spend until these guys come back from the from the shrine, partying with a whole bunch of individuals who are happily talking business, talking about the kinds of beauty they see in their travels, in their day-to-day life, etc. Because it's apparently part of what you do on the Feast of Sune. Of course, those of you from... I mean, you were a mercenary, Barnabas. You didn't do the Feast of Sune thing exactly. I think the only time you would have necessarily noticed it was if you were in barracks at the time, and things were a little more festive, and you're pretty sure that any horizontal refreshment was cheaper in general. Baronsvere individuals, you did this kind of thing, sort of, but for Ava and for Darvin, it was much more regimented, much calmer, and it was celebrating the concept of beauty, but not touching on the kinds of beauty that you guys were into. Just the beauty of actually being alive and what's going on in the world. Clarity probably hasn't really experienced it very much anyway, because kind of living on the fringes of just about everything until joined this bunch. So yeah, this is most of your first experience with the Feast of Sune, which apparently is going to be going on for the rest of the week. And given some of the nibbles that are offered and various of the faintly alcoholic but generally just warming drinks that are pressed upon you, it's going to be interesting when you get to Amber. So we'll leave these guys partying for a little while. Yeah, you guys notice the Solar Squad notices the decorations as they leave the Conundrum Pavilion and head towards the Path of Faith. Um, they're a lot more coherent than in the residential areas, but various different kinds of music that doesn't always match up but always complements. And not so much displays as just lights. Lights and sparkly, and the buildings are decorated, balloons, streamers, just beauty everywhere you look. And that means once you get to the Path of Faith and you see the shrine to Palor, apparently for some festive religious occasions, they let the light that comes from the windows to inside during the darker parts of the day come out. So the whole building is glowing in the blue and gold of the various stained glass. And Alice is, Kizzy would be so disappointed in me for forgetting. It's this. This is the start of the Feast of Sune, guys.
Oh.
Oh.
Yeah. To be fair, Remy mostly remembers it for a whole lot of people doing like. Usually there was a couple cupcakes kind of a thing that was going on, and generally business picked up for certain items, and that's about what you got because you were mostly just going, I want to sword train now. And after that, the same thing as Barnabas, basically. Uh, Hazel, similar thing. You had a feast to Sune, but you were in Podunk nowhere. It was mostly just you guys finding winter blooms and giving them to each other as look, beauty is present even in Podunk winter middle of nowhere. So yeah, this is the first time you're going to be really celebrating this one.
Oh my.
Cherie was, I probably should have warned you, but I didn't know we were going to be in civilization this week. This is more for you guys than anything else, I guess. But you guys are just getting, because Alice is just, I've been too busy saving the world. Sorry. And yeah, I'm assuming into the shrine building once you've stopped admiring it, which I imagine, particularly in Hazel's case, is going to take a minute.
Just give the cleric a bit to reboot.
Yeah, LSA gives you a little bit of time and then just nudging you into.
Yeah, partway through that nudging, you can almost hear the gears reconnect and start to spin with a grinding noise.
Welcome back. We still have business.
Right. Yeah. Oh. Oh no. Everything went to spinning about plans and clarity fantasies. I'm sorry.
Still pushing you to the doors. Pat, 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 pat. Yeah, inside isn't decorated as much, but the individual shrines are prettied up certainly, and Peric is dressed in his best and trying desperately not to do his homework because it apparently doesn't fit the theme, and just kind of waves as you guys head for the elevator. I don't think Ava's met this kid. Mid late teens, half orc, half elf, green streaks in his hair. So clearly Molly's being a bit of a trendsetter. That or Egref kids are just like that. And then up to the research and development floor, where you've got little gnome Gloria, also spiffied right up. Hello to you all. Goodness, I guess you did not know that this was Feast of Sune and not coming in the pretties.
Yeah.
We got slightly jump scared by it.
What?
Kind of to quote one Jim, well, to try to quote somebody that we've got with us usually, we didn't know we'd be in civilization this week.
Fair enough. I am taking it that because you're in front of my desk, you are wanting to be seeing Haskan.
Barry, yes, please.
Yes.
Unfortunately, he is busy for the rest of the day. Most of the more senior clerics are getting together as the start of the Feast of Sune on the grounds of is showing that all of the gods are making the beauty, and they're thanking Sune for this too. But he will be back tomorrow. Can I make for you an appointment?
That would be great.
Spectacular.
What time of day would be good for you?
Hmm.
Seems
For some reason,
possible.
I'm thinking
Tomorrow morning.
Yes, will have to be after the dawn prayers.
Yep, of course.
Can we fit you in just before the lunching hour?
That's fine.
yep.
Mm-hmm.
Don't know why Ethan's nodding, but okay. I will jot down for
Sorry,
you.
I'm listening.
It's good that you're listening, but can I ask for what this involves?
An artifact that we had to take with us previously. And an extraordinary amount of divine energy.
Alpha's just
Yeah, I was gonna. Ava just points to the necklace.
looks at it. Potentially deadly bling.
I mean, not wrong.
Alright, you are booked in for 11 in the morning.
Perfect. Thank you very much. Yes, anything else? No, I don't think so.
I'll say it's like, so this is the first day of the Feast of Sune. It's probably just as well we did decide to go to Belladonna's because everybody's going to be partying today.
Mm.
Everybody. That
Yeah, we had some good timing, didn't we?
I'm just thinking that may also include the Riddler stump.
Oh. Well,
Our timing is heinous, is what it is.
we
time-
can use the magic door if we need accommodation. elsewhere.
Oh, it's not so much that. It's just that, like Darwin, Clarity, Barnabas, and Shree just probably crashed a party.
Oh.
Then again,
And
it's Egref. They probably just folded them into the party. This is more
Probably.
warning that they're
yeah,
going to attempt doing that to us.
2 words: Egref, ambush. This whole city runs on surprise me like I do.
Well, I know one thing I am going to do. Yeah, assuming you've got to the ground floor. Uh, Peric, wasn't it? This look of, oh my god, she remembered my name. Yep. Can we borrow a door for a second? Like, we won't be going into the room beyond it, I just need the door. There's a stock room? Great, thank you. Does it have a keyhole? It's a stock room. Okay, good point. Thank you. We're going to get dressed up fancy,
Okay.
or else we're gonna wind up getting more looks than we generally like.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah. And Peric is looking at, like, why does she want to borrow? Watches her use the key and peers into the surreal estate. Like, what the? You actually hear it before the door shuts. What the?
Arcade Crackle probably set off every single Magitech sensor in like a 5-mile radius.
It's probably pretty well contained in a building basically operating on pure magic half the time. So I wouldn't worry too much about
Oh
it.
yeah. It's still just sudden energy spike over at the power plant. It's like, what the fuck? Why is the shrine eating that much energy?
Well, it's not so much that. In this case, it is literally just Parrot going, why is she using a key in it? Why is there a house?
Okay. We broke the poor lad.
He's an Egref Academy student.
So he's just like determined to figure it out and just erroring out over it.
Yeah, pretty much. So, yeah.
He's doing a hazel.
Dressed up in the fancies. Now, let's go before... because we have all their fancy clothes. Thanks, Peric. I don't know how it works. It was a
Probably
gift.
best to ask like Professor August or something.
And I would say it's just, bye, kid.
Thanks.
Yes, point the kid at the most terrifying professor we've met so far.
That's on Hazel.
Yes, it is.
Yes, although you do hear a piping of, but she's into graviturgy. She doesn't care about the rest of the... As the door shuts behind.
All I remembered was space. She does space things, therefore she can put space into space into space. Like I don't. That's all that Hazel managed to process
Yeah.
out of Professor August.
And Alice is just like, probably not the right professor anyway.
Uh-oh.
And then back into the back onto the trolley, and it's Alice. She's probably gonna sending Darwin. So we're on our way. You can reply to this message enough to tell me whether we're crashing a party.
Yep. It's delightful.
It's like, yeah, I'm glad I got us to change. We're heading for a party. But
Okay.
apparently we're staying, so they didn't offend anybody by turning up. So that's something. And yeah, as you head into the more residential areas, you see the more haphazard and certainly chaotic various bits of decoration. Excuse me, and the ringing buildings. And yeah, there's the when you get to the Riddler stump, there's the balloons on the windowsills and slightly more tasteful light display, and the glissando when the doorbell is pressed, and when the door is open, there is Polly dressed to the nines. Oh, you found a place to change! How clever of you all! Come in, come in. There is party still ongoing, and then we are going to go off and do is not so much food. It's not so much pub crawl as food crawl. We are celebrating the beauty of the food, so we are going to the eatery district and we are going to show off in all of our fineries and eat little plates of appetizers in each one until either we get full or we've run out of restaurants.
I'm so happy right now.
Coming. Well, to be fair, Barnabas was already told about that, so and when the ones in who first turned up at the Riddler stump did, and Barnabas heard that, Cherie flagged up. If we're staying with the Mobius twins, we'll be doing the same in Amber.
Uh-oh.
But yeah, when the Solar Squad is led into the now fairly crowded sitting room, Barnabas, Cherie, Darvin, and Clarity are wearing new finery. You have no idea where they got any of it. Oh, Rylan as well. Although Rylan had been much more nervous about the whole thing and is still clinging to the scarf. And Flitty, poking out of the scarf, has got a little gold bow tied around his neck.
Darvin hasn't stopped grinning the entire time.
Babe, in a word, yes?
30's found one of the cats and is dancing with the cat.
Sounds like
It's probably best to cuddle dance the cat because
Well, yeah,
keep
it's
in
not
mind-
like whoa, it's
Yeah,
Not like air jail, it's...
a swaying kind of
yeah,
dancing.
because well, I know that some people have keep their paws on like a surface and do the boogie, but they're elderly cats and they're probably arthritic, so I'm sure Clarity would not do that to them.
Mm-hmm.
Good sense to do the proper thing.
And yeah, at least 3 of the guests are quick flight cousins. And they mob Hazel.
Hi!
One presents a small plate of what look like teeny tiny apple pies. Some with little leaves on. Some with on the crust. Some with a little apple on the top of the crust, and one plain. These are made from the grandma apples. These are made from the red lady apples. And these are made of the golden divine apples.
And right about there, everybody can once again all but hear the mental gears, rather than grinding and spinning up, actively slip the connection. It's like if you're looking directly at Hazel, there's almost a clunking noise.
Yeah, Cherie.
As her face just drops into a what?
Cherie blows by, picks up one of the red lady mini apple pies and a cup of soft apple cider. But make sure Hazel gets the cup, her hand around the cup, puts the little bite-sized apple pie in her mouth. Apples have kinds. And yeah, it does taste
Cleric equals 404.
And yeah,
Brain not found.
it does actually taste different than the apples at home.
Yep. Cleric is error. Visibly blue screening. Lights are on, nobody's home anymore.
And the quick flight cousins are going, Is things wrong? Did you not like? We have other kinds, see?
Very slowly managing to get through the rest because the whole pie got basically shoved into my
Well,
face.
it's the tiny pies.
Yeah, tiny pie. It's still like a mouthful essentially. So still like blue screen. The grin appears.
Oh, good, she likes it.
Hypersonic.
Every single cat.
Completely uncontrollable.
Every single cat, unfortunately, including the one that Clarity is dancing. God.
Oh no. Oh,
I am so sorry, everybody. That just her reaction is to just glitch.
The thing is that Michigan has ended up on top of Barnabas's head, clinging to one of the horns, like noise.
No.
The cousins are going. It's okay. That's normal. We hear from the letters. Do you have words now? Not quite yet.
Shit.
Drink your cider, dear.
Yeah, just at that point, just following the request while brain is still no.
Look over at Clarity. Perhaps if you have her to cuddle, you will have a thing to cuddle, and she will have less brain of breaky.
Oh, let's dance. She sort of, she can't carry her, but just sort of scoops her in a hug and just sort of sways like she was swaying with the cat.
Yeah,
Yeah,
different
fair,
reason for
that's
cleric is 404.
Yeah, it's the only way you can dance in this room because this room is getting kind of crowded at this point. Although you have slightly more foot space because if you look out the door, you will see the cats have each taken up a step on the stairwell and are peering into the room like, what the fuck was that? And Michigan is still just clinging to Barnabas's horn like, I live here now, kind of thing.
Barnabas just makes sure to keep his head kind of level.
And sure is just if they're doing an autumn flavors food stall challenge at the same time as all this, we're going to lose her completely. Maybe it's better if she has this reaction now, so she can actually, if that's the case in Ambia, actually not do this. But for the time being, we shall enjoy the party.
Mm-hmm.
We are at about the break time, so when we come back, brief discussion of time frames over appetizer crawl. And see what we can do about getting everybody's stuff in Egref done. So I'll see you in a few minutes. And we're back at the tail end of what they are reliably informed is the early part of the opening of the Feast of Sune party. Apparently after the restaurant crawl, the appetizer crawl stage, they this is explained as they're heading in towards the eatery district. After we are done with the appetizers, so that we are doing the drinking upon the full stomach, we take a hat and we put in the names of local drinking establishments, and we pick one out of the hat, and that is where we go for the rest of the party. The party lasts until the sunrise, so we can watch the beauty of the sunrise. This is the whole thing about the Feast of Sune. It is not just, as I said, it is not just the sexings, it is the family love and the friend love and the beauty everywhere. Now, where, as you're heading in the direction of the eatery district, so what kinds of foods would you like to be starting with for the appetizer crawl?
Hmm.
We shall ask the Barnabas, is it not?
Yes, that. Hmm. Something savory, I think.
Well, yes, we are not getting to the sweet appetizers until the end, because we're treating it like unto a dinner, just with lots of
Hmm.
little courses.
So I don't even know what the options would be.
Is Egref, he's just about everything.
Yeah. Hmm.
Keyword, surprise me.
Those are 2 words.
Keywords, words, S. There's an S in there. Blah, 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 blah.
I'm sure he is like, the smokehouse is still doing alright, isn't it? Oh, yes. We will do that then. Trust me. There's a better one in Anbir, but this will let you know what you're in for. So yeah, they wind up in, and it's kind of a old west kind of theme, or would be in like our here and now, but it's batwing doors and wood and the smokehouse, and the smell is a combination of hickory and maple smoke and all manner of smoked meats. And when you go in, yeah, other people are very definitely here. The smaller tables have been pushed together for larger tables, and for once you guys don't stand out as being the largest bunch in the room. You manage to get yourself to a table, and it's special for the holiday menus of the list of appetizers they've got. So apparently what you do is you each order a plate, and there's enough for everyone to share. And yeah, it does what it says in the tin. It's beef brisket. It's all manner of smoked meats. Alice does speak up. Do we have a vegetarian one of these? I know this is not your thing, but Brylan is kind of doing the. And they do actually get, in this case, because so much of the table is that could be sharing meat-based appetizers, they're just gonna put in a extra large plate of the veggie appetizer so that Rylan can have a whole bunch and you can at least try one. But yeah, what you're largely getting is beef brisket, rotisserie chicken, pulled pork, smoked wings, just everything smoked, and terrible lots of meat. And stuffed mushrooms in this particular case. And yeah, it is good, but Barnabas in particular is imagining what Ambier would do with this.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And the evidence seems to be from the because they've got beef short rib as one of them,
Mm-hmm.
and the evidence from how it's cut for the uh, the observant ones and Barnabas, who is very into his food, um, that they didn't have to peel this off the bone. They just shook the bone once and thump.
Oh. I
In fact,
recognize part of
when he
that.
tries to poke one with a fork, he goes about it the wrong way on the grain, and it literally flakes.
Can get behind this.
Yeah. As an aside, I tried ribs in my pressure cooker the other day, and I was pleasantly surprised when I went to pick the. I didn't realize quite how tender they were going to be, so I used a fork, picked them up. Two of the ribs just fell right off because the meat ripped. Like,
Mm-hmm.
okay, I'm going to be careful about these. I need a set of tongs, apparently.
Yeah, there's a restaurant that's now famous for that kind of rib.
Yeah.
Where I think you've seen the video the tenderness is just full.
I've seen several of those. It's what a good smokehouse kind of restaurant aims for. But yeah, you don't fill up too much on those. After that, they look at Rylan and they head for. This one's a few doors down. It's literally just called the Greenery. And what they seem to have is things like just little vegetable dumplings, interesting little salads, and pasta. So everybody's getting like tea saucer size portions of a variety of vegetarian pasta dishes.
Mm.
Next up, Polly looks over at Clarity. I'm seeming to remember from various of the gossips that you liked the seafood.
Yes.
Spearfisher's Revenge, which is by and large big seafood. So they do have some prawn kinds of appetizers and things along those lines, but there's also bits of variety of kinds of sharks,
Mm.
the occasional whale, special of special of the year at this point is kraken. Expensive, but according to your halfling and gnome and everybody else, guess has to be tried. The brass arrows they don't go for kraken very often.
I would imagine not.
So you never know when you get that chance.
Well, when you put it like that.
Yeah,
Yeah, that's it.
it is remarkably tasty. To the point where it's kind of a shame that it's one of those things that you taste maybe once or twice in your lifetime. But then again, eating too much of it would probably spoil most other seafood for you. So maybe it's just as well. And on and on through the various bits. Yes, hello, Trinket. Everybody gets more or less a say in where they'd like to stop, whether it's deciding on a type of food or just that looks interesting. I can see Hazel going for that looks interesting.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, the best way to describe current Hazel is near pinball as and occasionally getting near just flattening against windows or observation locations. Just I need to see.
And yes, you do finish off at various of the more dessert oriented restaurants, and one of the fancier dressed gnomes takes out off their top hat and Polly is brandishing little bits of paper and going, "You don't really know any of the drinking establishments here, do you?"
Not really.
Cherie actually takes a piece of paper, writes down something with foop. You wind up. Cherie seems pleased. Apparently, they've picked hers. It's literally just called Simon's.
Hmm.
It's out towards the further end of the eatery district, closer to some of the more shopping-y kinds of areas, and you might have thought it was one of their bigger shops because it's a big place. For those of you who are, I mean, all of you are more or less used to inns and taverns. This is an edifice. When you get in, though, it's a narrow little room, two elevators, and between them, a reception desk. Seated at it is a human, youngish, dressed in awkward finery. This may be her first uh, feast of Sune here in Egref. Hello to you. Let me see what we've got available. We've got the ground floor court, the third floor meadow, and ooh, you guys are lucky. The rooftop serenade.
That sounds nice.
Hmm.
Is a good place to be. One of the quick flight because is a good place to be staying for the sunrise too. So, right? Your various hosts pay the whole thing because apparently there's a booking fee for the room, and then you're given the size of your group, you have to use both lifts, and up you go, and yeah, when you get up to the roof, because I imagine Clarity at least counted. Who else would want to count the floors? Okay, so Darvin and Clarity are getting 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. Bing!
It's high.
And the doors open for both your respective lifts, and with the exception of the government building Ziggurat and the Shrine to Palor, and probably a couple of the airship towers, but they don't count. This is the tallest building in the city.
Whoa.
The place
Well, I've
is
actually
laid
enjoyed
out
this.
kind of like patio garden kind of a situation. So you've got, and you have a feeling that some of the potted flowers are brought in specially for Feast of Sune. The streamers and the lights certainly have been. There's a big semicircular bar in one corner. There's a really fancy fountain. Um, there's a whole bunch of signs that if Clarity, I'm assuming it's always Clarity who's going to read the things. Fountain dispenses champagne from midnight to 1 a.m. Dancing in the fountain from 2 to 3 a.m. closes for cleaning between 4 and 5 a.m. Please do not feed the salamanders. You look in and yeah, in the water at the on the base of the fountain there's a few lily pads, some with lily flowers, and both in the water and on the lily pads are purple pearlescent salamanders. Yeah, for most of the rest of you, your hosts are.
We're going to be reorganizing the entire kitchen.
Most of you are being herded towards the bar, but Clarity has stayed behind to read things, so she can rejoin and tell them about the funky fountain if they like, if she likes.
Salamanders in the fountain. Oh, so we should dance in it in like a few hours.
The barman is a somewhat elderly half-orc. Also, it serves champagne from midnight to 1 a.m. Do not dance in it when it is serving champagne. That is unsanitary. Also sticky.
What happens to the salamanders when
I
it's
was just gonna
serving
ask.
champagne?
They get happily drunk.
Ooh.
Okay.
They're specially bred salamanders that can survive in champagne for an hour. Is Egref.
Fair point.
In fact, to be fair, that is this bar's signature dish. Well, drink. The pearlescent salamander. He's not made from the salamanders.
Yeah.
I'm just going to pour each of you one of those because none
Please.
of you are giving me.
Yeah, that sounds. Yeah, thank you.
Mm-hmm. That, yes. Need surprise. Must find out.
And what you
I
get,
can words.
what you get is comically large daiquiri glasses filled with pearlescent purple liquid. And like each of them has like 3 umbrellas and half a fruit stand stuck in it. Effectively.
Whoa.
This is why I occasionally say dish. There are straws. They're bendy straws.
Ayo, why it purple?
Because the salamanders are purple and it is the pearlescent salamander. And yes, you've got the twisty straws with the twisty shaped like hearts.
Mm.
Darwin just happily sipping.
Yeah, it's. You're not entirely sure what exactly it tastes of. Sometimes you think it might be strawberry, sometimes you think it might be raspberry, sometimes you think it might be blueberry, sometimes you think it might be grape. Sometimes you're getting notes of pineapple.
Wow, that is.
Fruit.
Mhm.
Yeah,
This is tasty.
There's a lot of fruit, and because there's so much, I can only describe this as tasting like purple.
so that is what the person who invented it said, but I keep trying to actually determine a flavor. Still have not succeeded.
It keeps changing.
Tasty fruit.
Really nice, actually.
Oh dear God, someone broke the bard.
No, I'm just very, very happy.
I'll say it's like this is kind of your kind of holiday.
Yep.
I'm taking it
I'm
they
just glad
didn't do. I take it they didn't do quite this much in upper class Baronsville.
That's
Not
no.
really. He was a lot more reserved, shall we say.
Well, Egref has
I'm just
never
glad I
been
can.
known for reserve, so this should
That
be
is true.
interesting.
That is true. I'm just glad I
This is
can
a
enjoy being
great
up high like
holiday.
this. I'm just glad I can enjoy being up high like this. Because not so long ago wouldn't have been the case.
Does that have anything to do with the leap of faith thing?
Maybe.
Well, glad you got something out of it. Might have to
Well, there's
take.
beauty in the fact that you can be here and it's all good.
Might.
Actually, that reminded me. Remind me to ask you at some point to take me on another flight that I could actually appreciate, because last time was probably more nervous than it deserved. When things
Well,
have come.
I'm assuming we're going to be staying for another sunrise, given that we booked at least one appointment. So, while the first dawn flight for the Feast of Sune has to be given to my wife, the second one goes to my
Fair
Rika.
enough. Works for me.
Given the holiday, it feels appropriate to say this right now. I love you guys.
Likewise.
We love you too.
Love you too, Darvin.
Sure he is. Well, also likewise, but given that most of you don't seem either haven't really experienced how Equitas does this holiday or turned a blind eye to it, looking a little bit in Remy's direction. Alice is
I do have a lot more reason to celebrate nowadays.
and likewise is Alice. The people have a very different way of handling. Most of my exposure to it comes from the Tipsy Pixie, and well, for those of you who didn't figure it out, Kizzy is actually a cleric of Sune. So,
A very, very skilled cleric.
and trees. All that aside, did you all want to know the traditional protocols of this holiday?
Yes, please.
Well, as you've obviously noticed, day one is all about a generalized celebration of just how beautiful life is in general. To have friends, to have family, surround yourself with them, etc., etc. Day two tends more towards the familial or quasi familial relationships in your life. So, if we were pondering taking a trip back to Hearth Home, um, given that for most of you this is the parental figures of your life, of course, if more than one of us has teleportation now and uses teleportation circles, we could also stop in Belarus. Gifts are traditional,
Mhm.
but they don't have to be purchased. They could simply be made, if one prefers. I am going to be bringing food because that is the ambient tradition of handling that sort of thing, culminating with the further parties in the evening. Day three is more friend types of love, and weirdly, that one's not going to apply as much to you as day four. Day four is the blurred line day, where friendship and family and professional connections mix. It's for relationships that don't have a simple designation. That's usually the adventuring parties because they don't want. Most adventuring parties I've ever heard of celebrate the family and the friend one as well, and day five, depending on the relationships within the group. But day four is all for the adventuring parties, the mercenary bands. the ones where I'm assuming I'll say is yeah. The one thing I do know is that at one day of the year, the hunting bands would do that kind of thing. I think it might partially be because of the hunting packs, just because they're polyamorous groups most of the time. So they're family and they're, pardon me, but fuck buddies and they're friends and it all mishmashes into their pack. Probably why I fit in with the whole adventuring party thing as well as I did, because it's just a different kind of pack. And as you can imagine, day 5 is for the lovers, spouses, significant others, romantic entanglements. Day 6 is for the children. It's the children's love for the adults in their lives and vice versa. And day 7 is the big closing out. That's the more ceremonial parts of it. I'm not sure how you all are going to really celebrate that one. Because for adventurers it's confusing. It is attempting to get everyone you love into the same room to celebrate with you. I'll say it's like, we could do it, you know.
Mostly.
True. But for those within this plane, we can do that.
It still would be worth doing. That's for sure.
I mean, the way I'm thinking about it is we'd be looking at us, Hearth Home, Ree's parents. I mean, Goldendale's gonna handle getting its various people. I wonder if that guy who runs the Book Bow and Dragon is gonna drop back in. But he's got his own family, so might not. But all we'd have to do is get get Corey and Mel into a teleportation circle.
Yeah.
And if we're lacking for space, we can always just use the surreal estate.
Hmm.
Yep.
Actually, that's a thing. When we get back, I want to try something. Doubt it'll work, but might be nice. I mean, it just occurs to me that, like, wouldn't it be great if I could open doors from the surreal estate into doors I've already opened them from? It'd be way too convenient, but
That would be helpful, but yeah. Smart.
well, I got a
Try.
week to think about it, and we'll be
Hmm.
speaking to some logistical individuals anyway. So yeah, I'm gonna have to ask. I'm assuming that everybody's going to be a little cautious with with the alcohol.
Mm-hmm.
They everybody else is doing pretty much the same thing because they want to appreciate the beauty and be able to appreciate the beauty tomorrow without having to deal with the hangover.
Yeah, Darwin's drinking slowly but steadily.
Yeah, well, most people, and I'm assuming that when Darwin sees this, he'll do the same thing, is alternating between, like,
Oh, drinking water, drinking water.
yeah, in their case, though, it's
Yeah.
not so much water as it is soft apple cider, generally.
Hmm.
That seems to be day one drink. It's still hydrating without and slowing down
Okay.
your alcohol consumption, so you're generally okay.
Oh, so the cider's non-alcoholic
Yeah.
as well.
Um,
Oh, okay, that was clear. I hear cider, I think.
I
You
said
know.
I said soft cider.
Gotcha.
Your
That didn't click.
your kind of cider.
Right. Now I understand. My bad.
Warmed soft apple cider. Because I know, remember, for me, cider is like strongbow. So.
Right. God, I haven't had that in a minute. Sorry.
Wrong bow.
Yeah, it's not bad. I like it with a bit of black currant. I actually introduced Smeagol to cider and black when last time he was here.
I
I
really
don't
like the
drink
cold.
much, and when I do, it's for the taste. So,
Same.
I really like
Yeah,
What is
the
black
one.
currant?
a black currant is a
that's
type
what
of
it is.
currant. It's a fruit. It's kind of the taste is kind of blackberry-ish.
Mm.
The shape is kind of blueberry-ish, and it's very purple.
Huh. All right.
Yeah, it's very much the A.O. Wyatt Earple sort of thing.
And yeah, come the dawn. The sun is rising, and there's you don't realize how much noise is in this city until it stops.
Mm.
Every single light in the city, for at least until the sun is at least partly above the horizon, every light turns off.
Wow.
So it's seeing all the stars from this height. An absolute silence. And when the bottom of the sky starts being painted in that pale lemon kind of color that it goes, Alice kind of scoops up Remy and does the bridal carry Superman flight around the city, just to be as
Oh.
close to the dawn as possible.
No.
Kissing may or may not be involved.
Mhm.
When the sun is properly up and it's less the sunrise and the sun is now up, everybody's probably pretty tired, but probably another very good reason why an 11 a.m. appointment was better. And Hazel and Ava can do their dawn salutations a little closer to the sun than usual. And from there, it's back to the Riddler's stump with the tired but satisfied looking general merrymakers. Because that's the thing, everybody's coming down from the highest points they could find in the city to watch the sunrise. And so now you're. It's kind of like that vibe when you're coming home from a convention, except it's
Mm.
just like everybody. Because you all know where you've been, what you've been doing, what you're celebrating, so you've got that little bond for that moment. So you're not just traveling by yourselves among strangers, you're traveling with your people. And that in and of itself is a kind of beauty.
A lot of sleepy but happy, knowing nods across, streets and paths and things of that nature. I've
And
seen much the same in New York when staggering home from out from various clubs.
yep, yep, that's a similar vibe. And yeah, then come morning, relatively late-ish morning. What's Barnabas's passive perception?
Uh, 1 second. 12.
Yeah, for once, sure he manages not to wake him. At least not until until he wakes up, not so much to Bing, 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 or even Cherie moving nearby, but the smell of waffles, bacon, coffee. Barnabas is getting breakfast in bed.
Mhm.
So
Oh,
too is Remy, by the way.
Aw.
And once these two have been awakened with breakfast in bed, there's bing, bing, bing. When the rest of you wind up in the kitchen area, you find you know those keep warm plates with the lids. There's waffles, bacon, coffee urn, and a note that reads, "Some of us are doing breakfast in bed, but you deserved waffles." Cherie in the tidiest handwriting you have ever seen, and Alice A in pretty but a little wobbly handwriting. She's very self taught in a lot of ways. Her handwriting is not the best.
Begin.
Darwin gathers up some food, sits down.
Yep.
As he's eating, you just hear him kind of mumble to himself, "What rhymes with waffles?"
Muffles.
When breakfast has been summarily devoured, uh, everybody meets up in the sitting room for last cups of coffee, tea, whatever sorts of beverages you're allowed of a morning, so you don't vibrate through the floor.
Looks over at Hazel pointedly.
Well, meeting all up, it's like, okay, so obviously we're smack in the middle of a holiday,
Yeah.
and there's stuff, but we still have stuff to do. But I don't know about any of you, but I am going to want some time to myself in the markets, just in passing.
Mhm.
So I know some of you need to check out Belladonna's. Think about what time it is. We can probably about at least make an appointment uh, before our meetup with. Because I think it's better if you're there, Ava, because
Yeah.
it's like your weapon and
Mm-hmm.
you can probably explain what the situation with it is better than any of the rest of us could. But those of us who are heading in that direction can head to either see her immediately or make an appointment or however that's going to work. Those of us Paylor adjacent will, after that, obviously have to check in on Heskan and see if he's actually the professional we need to look at this.
Yep.
If not, well, hopefully you'll be able to point us in the right direction. And after that, Shuri, is there a tradition of it's the celebration of friendship and beauty just in general, so it's generally uh, those with whom you have a friendship kind of kinship and love having a meal. So I don't know if you want that to be out or in.
Hmm.
I'm fine with either.
We'll decide that closer to
Yes,
the
sure.
time then, shall we? But yeah,
Yes, really.
between our meeting with Heskan et al. And dinner time, um, maybe we should all like have some time to wander around, see if there's anything here that might catch our fancy as regard that, or if we're gonna wait for Ambier, because we're obviously going to Ambier because that's where the two specialists in the Shatterlands we know actually live,
Mm.
and also because Barnabas wants cheese
Mhm.
and Hazel wants cheese and probably apples.
Yes.
Yep. Make no apologies for it.
if I was not saying it in an accusatory way, I was simply saying there is more than one reason for us to want to go to Ambia, and that you needn't feel bad about wanting to go there for cheese, because we have actual saving the world related issues to cover there as well.
Mhm.
Plus, if we're timing it correctly, that will have us there during the more uh, lovers related celebrations, and at least I know where everything is as far as that goes. In any case, we've had breakfast. Let's see things done. Will those of us who have business with. Now, how are we going to arrange this? Because Ava needs to be in two separate places. Do you want to take anyone with you to Belladonna's, or are you going on your own?
Uh, I mean, I'm happy for someone to go with me if they want, but I don't want to take them away from whatever else they might want to do.
I was just thinking if that would leave those who might have accompanied you prior to realizing what celebration we're in the middle of, they could go and do a bit of their own shopping, make an early start.
Mm.
But that's up to everyone else. I know that I am involved neither in the uh, payload bits nor the firearm bits, so I am going to be wandering around the place.
What do for the if tomorrow is the lovers'
No,
celebration? What do people?
tomorrow is more along the lines of adventure group. No, tomorrow's family. Next one is adventure group. Then lovers. Then children.
Oh, right, right. I know. When we get to the lovers' day, what do people who don't have a partner do, if anything?
Um, Generally prepare for any of the other days and celebrate those they know who are in a romantic relationship. That normally comes in because it's understood that the people in the people in your life who are in a relationship are trying to balance their partner and everyone else in their lives. When that balance is going well, the friends celebrate that. They also celebrate the how much happier their friend, relative, etc. seems with this other person. That's a
Oh,
whole other kind of beauty, you see.
right.
And some have it as a mourning day for lovers they've lost. Same thing for family, friends, etc. There's always a part of a week like this that, even though there is a separate Week of the Dead, there's still a moment given to celebrating the beauty that those who are now gone left in your life, and
Right.
the love, etc. It's a complicated but all encompassing sort of celebration of love and beauty this whole week.
Mhm.
That's why it needs a week. It's not
Right.
one day where you
Because love
know.
takes so many different forms.
Mm, but I understand that some people tend to view love as only the romantic type. I remember there was a court session in which someone was actually petitioning to shorten the Feast of Sune in Ambir to only cover lovers, spouses, etc.
Well, I suppose that went well.
Just
I
like the blueberry idiots, wasn't it?
no, this is um he is currently the mushroom idiot.
Wait, what?
Uh, he was bothering other residents, stall keepers, store owners, everyone. His punishment was a reassignment to the mushroom caves.
Oh, and
Yeah, that's about fair.
that makes sense.
Well, it
I mean, if
was
you're going to be that kind of a level of killjoy,
uh, as uh, as Governor Zet put it, if you have such a lack of appreciation for beauty, you should not be exposed to it more than necessary.
Mm,
So I don't know what everyone else wants to do, just as long as everyone who needs to be at the Palor Shrine at 11 is at the Palor Shrine at 11. I am going shopping. I will see you back here at 6. I am trusting you all. I have concerns about this. Please do not prove me wrong in my trust in you.
well, you can count on me at least. Try to keep these.
Believe me, I was not talking to you. Yes, you.
So, has anybody ever seen Barnabas's cop face before? Because you're seeing it now.
Okay, is it? We'll start with Ava. Is anybody going with Ava on her preliminary outing at Belladonna's, or are you going to start the shopping place, or just head for the Shrine of Palor and wait?
With the time frame, there's enough for going to Belladonna's and then
Probably going to
to the
Belladonna's
Paler thing, right?
and then going to the Palor Shrine. Yes, might be a little tight depending on the connections with the trolleys and exactly how long Ava needs to be there.
And I'm just gonna look to Clarity. Did you want to see all the stuff that goes into the thing, or did you want to do something else?
I was thinking just browsing the shopping area.
Yeah, same.
Works for me. Ava,
I mean,
best of luck.
if you'd want company, Ava, I'd be happy to go with you, but
I mean,
that's it.
up to you.
Rylan
I
is.
don't-
I think the point is to be browsing away from everyone else because gifts. I think
Oh,
Rylan is
good
kind of
point.
having a. I'm not entirely sure about this, but I have to try to do this stuff on my own sometime kind of expression on their face.
Yeah, and that was and Clarity mentioning it was the reminder for me to go looking.
So splitting up in all directions around the shopping and market districts.
Yep.
We will
Yep.
we will see what we can do with the time that we have, but we will start with Ava because Ava has mission-related tasks. Yeah, riding through the residential area is interesting. People go all out with the pretty lights and the various bits of decoration. Some of them straight up paint their houses in rainbow colors, apparently just for the holiday. Because you do not remember the siding of that house being rainbow striped when you passed it the last time.
That's neat.
Belladonna's is decorated, but differently. It's yet more probably poisonous flowers, but these are climbing vines
Mm.
with multicolored 5 petaled flowers, just about the size of your hand. They smell incredible, but you can imagine that whatever liquid is in them or can be made from them probably is not going to be healthsome.
Yeah.
But yeah, ringing the doorbell, and normally when you've seen Belladonna, she's been well put together, but very, very plain. Now, gorgeous shirt and trouser set, brightly colored, but all you can really think of are those poison dart frickins because the colors pop. She is normally navy blues, dark greens, blacks, etc., but now she is in "Look at me, I am poisonous" colors.
They like those poisonous frogs and stuff.
Yeah, exactly. Tell me you did not blow it up again.
No, but I do require your assistance.
Come in. Do not mind the mess. The mess, by the way, is she's decorated the inside with those same flowers growing up the walls too. That's the thing. They seem to be growing out of the floor, and you don't know how.
Try not to step on them.
Well, no, that's the thing. That
Ah.
it's kind of like if you would expect it to be dirt because
Mhm.
they're just growing up out of the edge of the floor along the walls.
Yeah.
So it's like walking down, when hedgerows.
Right.
It's like walking down a hedgerow. So you have a path to
Ah.
walk on. You're not stepping on
Okay.
anything, but you should be stepping on roots or something. You don't get this.
Right. Okay. The flowers are lovely.
Thank you. They are very much for the season. There is a gentleman at Druid Craft. These are temporaries,
Mhm.
and at the end of the week they go back to seed.
Ah, that's nifty.
So I keep them until the next holiday that requires such. So let me see it. Ah, I see. Okay, this is partially my bad, and partially we all should have checked on a thing. I was trying to make this weapon as close to your old one as possible, and I thought that this would fit. I didn't know if it was more important for you to have the gun that you are used to, or for the lightnings. Apparently, you cannot have both. This will not sit right. But I know you like this. So I am thinking, you're adventurers, you are swimming in monies, no?
We do all right.
Look, I'm not trying to con you or anything. I am just making sure
Oh, no,
because this next thing is kind of more of an expensive, but might be better for you because it can be used at a shorter range. But you would still keep this for the heavy hitting.
Uh,
I can make for you lightning gun.
oh, okay.
I'll show you prototype because it might not be lightning. Because if I have more room to wiggle and a couple of days, I can make for interesting. But come out to the range with me for a moment.
Got it.
Opens up a drawer in the kitchen, pulls out. It's like somebody took yours, made it handheld size. Sort of handheld size, but the shape is more old-fashioned blow dryer. Takes it out, points at target, and Eldritch Blast.
Mhm.
Pulls trigger, Eldritch Blast. Force Bolt.
Whoa.
Overheats if you use too much, but good
Makes
if you
sense.
need shorter range.
You never know, that could be handy, yeah.
Still does not work if you're right on top of the person, but I could do this with a variety of elements. I don't think I could make it change elements. It would take more time and lots more monies to make it change elements.
Mhm.
But I can do for you. I know off the top of my head I can do for you force, I can do for you lightnings. Those are generally the easiest ones. Acid and poison, not so much because they get oozy.
Makes sense. I mean, lightning and or force would already be
Make me we'll say wisdom check because things.
straight wisdom.
Yes. It's about
And
enough. You're thinking about because this is a crystal that's letting this do this. And you're thinking
mhm.
about Alice's pendant, and you're thinking, we're going to be going to talk to Heskan anyway. Could we have one of those crystals with radiant?
Would radiant be doable?
Not from me. That is, I don't do the religious tinkerings. I
Mhm.
am, I acknowledge that the gods are there, but given that they are as much pain in the ass sometimes as they are sources of infinite wisdom and power, well, I
Fair enough.
respect their power, and I know that some clerics are very good persons, but I don't
What
understand them, so I just know. But I cannot do with the radiant things.
what if we already had the radiant?
Yeah, you couldn't. You probably couldn't use Alisae's the stuff in
Uh,
Alisae's. That's too much. But what the thought was we're going to see more powerful clerics. If she had a blank one of those crystals, and they got a
uh,
cleric to imbue it with radiant, could she do it
right,
then?
right, 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 right. Or maybe because if I we have to speak to the Temple de Palor as well for other things. So maybe if we had a blank crystal like the one you were using before, maybe do you think they could imbue radiant into it, or would
Well,
that be?
they are welcome to try. My method of imbuement is a little different, so I am sure that they would be calling upon gods. So it is up to the gods, but they can try. Is still going to end up being a little more expensive because this is an energy source I am not entirely sure of. So I am going to have to think very hard upon the metals I am using because radiant energy is sometimes a little funny about that sort of thing, and you do not want radiant burns upon your hand.
No, we don't.
But hold on, barrels down into the basement, comes back out, basically chucks this multifaceted crystal. It's about the size of a golf ball. I use it. If you can get them to imbue that, you come back, and it will take me a couple of days to sort things out. If you cannot,
Mhm.
come back anyway, and we'll see about the lightning or the force. But
Sounds
I
great.
will and pulls the lightning one to whom it may concern, and thinks about it in a minute. Pads downstairs, pads back upstairs. Weird disc-shaped thing with some runes etched onto it. This one, you probably only want to do one time per fight. But if you press this, it will give you one extra shot.
Oh, that's very useful.
So it's basically a quasi action surge button.
Ah, neat.
It's not lightning bullets, but it's something.
That's already very generous of you.
But yes, if you try to use it more than once in a combat thing. It will overheat and it will blow up your ammunition inside the gun again. You probably don't want to have to pay again.
Ideally not.
Hands the weapon back.
Thank
We will
you.
discuss prices for handgun
Hmm?
when we know what we are doing with the handgun.
Yeah, sounds good.
That did not take very long, so I mean, I'm assuming you're heading back in the direction of the Paler Shrine, just in case you
Yeah,
get lost, so you have
yeah,
extra
yeah.
time to do. Are you going to be looking at anything else?
Well, what sort of time is it?
Uh, Probably looking at about 9:30, 9:45.
Hmm.
So you might have about an hour
If there's
before.
anything on the way, I'll keep I'll make a mental note of anything interesting I see, but
Yeah,
probably
that
more
that's
likely
fair.
line it.
I mean, you are going through various bits of the shopping district, but not enough to necessarily make a whole bunch of purchases.
Mm.
And quickly, while we have a few minutes, we'll go for Clarity, because Clarity was the first one who said anything about dropping off and browsing, so you've got a little more time. Did you have anything in mind?
Um, I wanted to look for a like a jewelry store that made moving jewelry, something clockworkish.
Well, I think it depends on what you're looking for. What you're going to want to do is go to. If you ask someone, you will be directed to uh, sort of an alleyway of bespoke jewelers who do interesting bits of jewelry. Some of them do move, but it depends on exactly what you're after.
So she's gonna go inside and she's gonna ask for possibly a custom piece in if it's doable within a reasonable time frame and is willing to spend more.
It depends on what the custom piece is.
So I was thinking of a locket with that opens this way, and there's a sun and a moon, and then it closes and comes together.
I think I understand the thing you mean. We have not done this. Very interesting idea too. I tell you
Thank you.
what, 5 gold and the permission to use this design, and I can probably have it for you in 2 days, because this is fine etching and clockwork workings.
Great. And she will put down 6 gold as tip.
We will prioritize. Thank you very much. And sorry, you did not specify the metals.
Um, Gold for the sun, silver for the moon. Um,
If it's easier if you're working in approximately the same metal, so could we do red gold for the sun and white gold for the moon?
Sounds good to me.
Very good. We will work upon this. Um, Very quickly, because we've got like 5 minutes. Is there anything else, or was that basically the end of it?
That's it.
That was the end of it. I am going to say that on her travels, Clarity found churros and champorado.
Yeah.
Just because I can see her kind of munch while waiting for the rest, and because Ethan's still having a bit of a time. We don't really have time for much else, and we are still waiting for Nyx to get back before we do anything major. We'll put a call to it there. Anyone else who wants to do anything for friends, family, loved ones over the week, feel free to have a think over the 2 weeks' time, but we will also be dealing with matters like what to do with all the energy in this pendant, probably speaking to Jenna. Honestly, while I did pick this holiday for like right now as an excuse to stall. It's also an excuse for you guys to go to the various places that you should be checking out. So that worked out way better than I expected. But in 2 weeks, we will continue dealing with both the fate of the world and celebrating love and beauty wherever you find it. So, see you guys.